Hi guys, so welcome back. So today we're going to be going over Pandas documentation. So Pandas is one of the most widely used libraries, for data scientists. We use this library a lot because we have to do pre-processing, cleaning of the data, transformation, manipulation. So I'm just trying to show you here how to get started with this, and why not go to what better source than to the actual Pandas documentation, right? So to get started, you want to pip install Pandas. You can go to the documentation, or you can come here to this site here. I can put this in the description. Pip install Pandas. You just copy this and put this into your Jupyter notebook or your IDE. And so you see I'm just copying pip install Pandas, and I am placing this into my IDE. So I'm just creating another cell, pip install Pandas, and then you would click run, and then the installation process would take effect. And then afterward, we are now going to write import Pandas as PD, because the library is already installed, and now we're just calling that library. So we're saying import Pandas as PD. This is the standard convention for writing this. So PD stands for Pandas, essentially, and Pandas stands for panel data. So now we're back to the Pandas documentation. And you may be wondering, where do I get started? What do I check? Well, the best place is to look in this page right here, the Getting Started tutorials. It breaks it down. It has visuals, it has the code, it tells you the meaning behind it, and it really gives you a in-depth look into how the scripts work, right? How the code works. So this is showing you how to create a data frame. It's showing you the columns, so that's name, age, sex. It's showing you the values that are underneath that, and it breaks it down. It's showing you each column in a data frame as a series. It tells you, hey, well, what if you want to subset the data? So I like that it gives you many examples, case studies, and what you're trying to do when you're working with code. So yeah, I would definitely go through this, go down the list here. How do I read and write tabular data? How do I take the data from my local computer and ingest it into my Jupyter notebook? And so it's showing you how to do that, and then it shows you how to do some exploratory data analysis, such as what are the first few lines of my data set, what are the data types. If I'm reading in an Excel workbook, how do I do that? How do I specify which sheet I want to read in? So definitely take a look at this. I would spend some time on this, 1 or 2 days, just getting familiar with that. And I'm just going through the list here. This is showing you how to select specific columns. And Pandas makes it so simple, so easy. You're literally calling the data set, and then you're pointing out which column you want to view, which column you want to display. And this is showing multiple columns. Yeah, and it's just fun to see everything that this powerful library is capable of doing, and how it just makes your data analysis, your data exploration so much simpler, makes it so easy. So I'm super excited to share you guys this. And in this video, we are going to be asking, so we have a data set, and we're going to be asking questions, and how we can utilize Pandas to answer these questions. This is showing you how to rename your columns. This is so awesome. So if you would like to rename your columns, previously it showed you how to create new columns from existing columns. It's showing you how to reshape the layout. Plenty of times you may have to pivot your data frame. Maybe it's in a long format, but you need to pivot it into a wide format, and Pandas is definitely capable of doing this and so much more. So this is, you see here, it's saying long to wide format. So it's really incredible, really, really incredible. You can also create plots and visualizations as well. So this is showing you that you just saw the visualization previously. This is showing you different methods on if you'd like to make your text lowercase, if you want to make the text uppercase. And so here, what we're doing is we've grabbed the data from Kaggle. Yep, Kaggle has a lot of data sets that you can utilize for your portfolio, or just gaining more experience, right? So I just typed in, I believe it was sales. Yeah, I just typed in sales here. So we have this data set, supermarket sales, and this is the data set that we're going to be asking a few questions about, and we would like to uncover. We want to gain more insight. We want to learn more about the data. And, a lot of times you have data sets that are extremely large, and we are not able as humans to sort of digest that by just looking at all this data here. I'm just pointing out that I now have Python for Excel. If you want to see how to do that, look at my newest video. So here are the questions. What is the total revenue for January 2019? And then we see a list of 6 questions. So the first question, what is the total revenue for January 2019? You see here that I have a variable and I've named it data, and I'm now reading that data in. So I'm saying data equals PD, right? PD.read_CSV, and that's the file, supermarket. And so what I'm doing is now I've read my data in. So the question is, what is the total revenue for January 2019? So we're calling our data, we're looking at the date column, and we're converting the date to date time format. And then we are summing up the total. And so I can show you here, if we did this manually, we would have to go into Excel and filter on the date. We would have to filter to January 2019. And then we would have to go to the total column and take the sum of that. And so I'm just validating. You see the sum here. It matches what we have in our code. So now here's the second question. What is the total revenue in January 2019 in this city of Yangon? What is the average sales for female gender for all months in all cities? So these are 2 other questions, and here's the code for that. And so for this, we just tweaked it a little bit by saying N, where the city equals Yangon. What is the total sum? You see, I'm just updating the data frame. I think it had it saved as DF, but I'm updating that to data. That's where our data is stored. Then the same here for the average. The bottom, we're setting the gender to female, and we're saying what is the mean of the total? What is the mean of the total? This is for question number 3. And so if you see here, I'm also saying I want you to print. We're actually having Python print that statement of the total revenue in January 2019 in the city of Yangon, and then give me that result. And same with number 3, right? We're wanting to print what the average sales for female gender for all months in all cities, and we've got it here. So this is pretty nifty. And so now we've got these 3 other questions. What is the average sales for the male gender in the city? List the dates where branch is A, city is Yangon, customer is member, and the payment is credit card. And which product line has the highest ratings? Okay, so now let me update this. This is Yangon. I have to update the name there. So now we've got these questions here, and we're just adjusting the code. So a lot of times when you have the basic structure, you're able to customize it to what you desire, right? So with this, we've got multiple sort of conditions where the customer type is member, where the city is Yangon, right? So I just adjusted that as so. And then for the highest rating, we're just taking a group by. So right here, you see I'm just updating the data frame to DF instead of data, so I don't have to keep, you see I keep switching out data for DF, right? So I'm just updating that. You see me updating that here, and I'm just updating DF and putting DF here. So now our data frame is saved under DF variable. And so we are going to run this, and we see nicely it's showing us the average sales for the male gender in the city of Naypyidaw, and it's 325. And the dates where the branch is A, city is Yangon, customer is a member, and payment is credit card. And it lists out all those dates. And then lastly, it's showing, okay, what is the highest rating, product line with the highest rating? That's food and beverage. So just a few lines of code, and we were able to answer all 6 of these questions. If I was going too fast, I definitely can create another video where I'm slowing down and just sort of breaking down the code and what everything means. But I just wanted to show you the power of Pandas. And I'm showing you here for that last question how, if you were manually going to do that, what we're doing here. So I'm just showing you that right now. I'm just make sure the filters are cleared. So we're going to rating, we're going to the highest rating, which is 10. And then what we're doing is we're looking at the product line, and we're seeing these are the highest, these product lines have the highest rating, right? So, and that was the output that Python gave. So please do not hesitate to like, subscribe, and comment. I will make many more videos for you guys. I love doing this. Thank you.